Chet, right?
No.
Okay.
She works for him, for Chet's son.
Okay, gotcha. Let me just see here what's coming in. Yeah, so there is, yeah, I feel a gentleman here named Chet. Now, I am also feeling okay. Then we had the really, really long marriage. Like they were married for like 50 years.
Chet and Bernice, my grandma and grandpa.
Okay. So your parents were married for a long time. Okay. Now I don't know which side this comes from, but I do feel you're one of your grandmothers has come through, but I don't know which. But it feels like it would have been a woman that you would have been real close to. She's given me the feeling that, I don't know if it's legally or metaphorically, but she feels like she took in children, she adopted children, took care of children that weren't biologically maybe hers. But she's given me the feeling that she helped raise you, actually. Or she, you know, she just keeps giving me that feeling that she helped raise you.
You are correct.
They said you're not going to have a lot of issues with it, but be careful with your hips. They were saying that you've had some issues in the past, and I don't know if you needed to have even a hip replacement, but you could have some issues. Won't be as bad as before, but it just feels like they're bringing that up. Be careful with your hips. It's not a big thing, but it did come through to me. I'm also just hearing about this too, that I don't know if you paid for it or you arranged it or there was something where, I don't know, it feels like you must have been pretty involved with it, but there was a surprise, like a surprise 50th anniversary thing with your parents. And it felt like they were talking about you, I don't know if you planned it or surprised them or whatever. They are telling me that they remember that. And it's interesting because they're telling me your father and your mother, they're telling me that it, almost like they're saying it doesn't matter. Well, they just, you know, they absolutely love you. And they're just telling me that, you know, it doesn't matter. They really, really love you. They're actually quite proud of you. That comes through really strongly. I feel like I would also need to talk about, hold on 1 second. It's funny because I don't know if this feels like it's coming from your dad, but your dad told me that you like to dine in style. Or I don't know, you like nice places, or you're kind of snobby about the restaurants you go to. But your dad's bringing this up. And I feel like your father, it's interesting because I did feel, I don't know, you might have to help me with this. So the father passed, and then several years later the mother passed, right?
Yes.
Okay. But is there a plot for the mother and you guys haven't used it yet? Is that right? Or did you not?
Her original one was in Kenosha, and she was buried in California next to my grandpa, but they had one in Kenosha originally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, because somebody was talking about an LA burial, and then somebody was talking about passing in Arizona, and then somebody was talking about like 2 burial plots or something.
My mother died in Arizona.
Oh, your mother passed in Arizona, okay. But she's in, LA, right?
Right.
Right, okay.
With my dad.
Or with your father, okay. Well, yeah, and of course, we know that, you know, where people are buried, it doesn't really matter anyways, because they're just kind of with us in the spirit world. But, I want to say that, I am feeling this, but I feel that, there is, hold on one second. Interesting. I mean, I just have to tell you, and you may or may not be really open to this, but I feel like the Ann woman kind of wants to apologize to you. I don't know, feels like that she's kind of come back through. I sort of thought I was kind of done with her. But I felt like she just, okay, well, I'll see if I get more. It kind of just feels like it's, I don't know if it's really a whole new contact, but, now, I'm also getting this too, that, there would have been a lot of, hold on a second. Okay. Your parents are, I mean, I feel like they are very happy to be back together. I just see them, they're dancing. They're over there dancing together. Your mother's just explaining to me that, you know, there was a lot of, lot of commotion at the end with her passing. And, you know, she's telling me, it's interesting, I don't know if you bought them things or you were very generous financially to your parents, but I did feel like that was coming through. Now, you don't know Rosalind, though?
What's the name again?
Rosalind? Yeah, I don't know who this is. It's weird because I keep hearing Rosalind. But that's okay. Maybe it just, I don't know, it could go for somebody else, or maybe somebody's not connecting it.
I
Right.
think that was Alice's mother, my biological mother's name.
Oh.
I think, if I remember right. I just started doing our family tree.
Oh, okay. Could be. So you wouldn't have really known her though, right?
No.
Yeah, could be. Could be. I mean, if that would be your grandmother, right?
Hmm.
Do you know when she passed?
No, I'd have to go look it up.
Okay. Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, I feel like if you know, I'm not really getting a whole contact from her, but I feel like that could make sense, yeah. I feel that, okay. Now, hold on a second. There was one thing there was something I wanted to go through over here. So it feels like it keeps coming in. So you said you do have somebody that's Henry over here?
Kevin Henry.
Oh, you have a Kevin Henry, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Hold on one second. Well, let me just say, is he a musician?
Yeah, he works in the music industry.
Huh. And he's